Hi, I am Janai Yates, and today I will be presenting on students with physical and health impairments with a focus on understanding diverse learners and how we can support them in general education classrooms. In this presentation, I will explain the difference between physical and health impairments, how these conditions can impact learning and behaviors, and the challenges teachers may face if they do not have enough information about their students. I will also include a case study based on the students with epilepsy to show how proper support, planning, and understanding can help create a successful classroom environment. My goal is to show that when teachers are knowledgeable and prepared, they can better meet the needs of all the students and create an inclusive classroom where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. Disability overview. The special needs of students with physical and health impairments are almost as diverse as their disability. Some students may not need much assistance, while others may need minor modifications, and some may need more extensive support through special education services. These disabilities may include physical impairment, health impairment, chronic conditions, temporary conditions, affects attention, varies by student, and individualized support that is needed. According to the U.S. Department of Education, students in this category may have limited strength, vitality, alertness due to chronic or acute health problems. These can include conditions like asthma, sickle cell, epilepsy, or other medical condition that affects the learning. And the definition is limited of strength that they may have, limited of vitality, limited of alertness, uh, chronic health issues, acute health issue, medical conditions impact learning, require support in school, defined by the federal guidelines. The key characteristics, when we look at these students, we may see things like fatigue, absence, or difficulties focusing. Sometimes this is due to their condition or even the medication that they are taking. It's important to understand that these challenges are not always visible right away, right? Uh, and it might have those some characteristics of frequent absence, right? Might be what reason why a student is not continuing to come to school, low energy, or why sometimes they might seem tired when it's early in the morning, difficulty focusing, especially anytime after lunch. Medication may affect, right? Because medication may make them be low in energy or difficulty uh, uh, with their energies, right? May make them have low energy and physical limitations on what they can do, uh, health related interruptions, inconsistent performance. Or maybe they might be on their task one day and then next day they might be completely off and don't even feel like doing anything, uh, but just being more of patience. Impact on learning. Students may struggle academically because of excessive absence, fatigue, or difficulty focus. Some may also have learning problems similar to students with learning disability. This is why it's important to understand what each student is dealing with, right? The impact on their learning. missed instruction due to absence, slower processing new information, that you might have to go over it again during a week or maybe another week. Reduce focus on attention span, difficulty completing assignments on time, need for extra time on tasks and tests, increased frustration with challenges, anxiety in classroom settings, gaps in learning for health interruptions. So, diverse learners and physical versus health impairment. There are students that may have different impairments, and it's important that we recognize the difference between physical and health impairments. The needs of these students are very diverse. Some students may have physical impairment that affects their mobility, meaning that many may not be able to move around like the other students, depending on their diagnosis. Others may have health impairments that affect their energy, focus, or alertness throughout the day. For example, ADHD is more behavior based. It is identified by the behavior students display, such as not being able to sit or having difficulties paying attention. These students may need classroom adaptations to help them function successfully. When we assess students, it helps us understand how they struggle and what supports they may need. Some students may need no assistance. Some may need minor modification, and others may need more extensive support. If teachers do not have enough information about the student, it can make it difficult to manage the classroom. It can lead to misunderstanding, frustration, even anxiety for other students. That is why it's necessary to meet each student where they are and provide support based on their individual needs. Students have different impairments: physical versus health impairments, mobility limitation, physical, energy, focus, alertness, ADHD, behavior based. Needs vary by diagnosis, requires assessments. That is, and that is done by the team and individualized support. Each one has their own support to meet the student right where they are. So, what challenges teachers may have? Teachers may have lack of student information, not enough information on the IEP, or maybe the things have changed from the IEP and it has not been updated as of that time when the student entered to the classroom. Misunderstanding of the behaviors, as thinking it's just the fact of they keep saying what did you say or miss, or you have to explain it again and again. You misunderstanding, difficulty managing classroom, or students anxiety increases. When one student anxiety increase, it usually like a domino effect, so you have to be mindful of that, of how you push a student per reaction, fear or confusion, uh, that the student might be, instructions interrupted, right? When you're teaching a lesson and behaviors are starting to erupt, right? You have to be willing to go back, just being patient in those moments, and inconsistent support. Uh, like it's special education has a whole team of people, but having consistent support uh, can help with teacher challenging, need for more training, right? It's always new terminology, and it's always new ways on how um, we can we can help, right? And so seeking those different ways will help you in the classroom run as smooth as possible. And when teachers don't have enough information about students' condition, it can create challenges in the classroom. They may misunderstand behaviors or not know how to respond properly, and this can affect classroom management and cause disruption. So we have to be careful with that. Students may also feel anxiety, and peers may not understand what is going on, especially in a condition is something like epilepsy, right? So we have to be mindful of that, of explaining, not only getting the knowledge for ourselves, but also explaining to students, that everyone we all have a lot in common, right? In those conditions that where our diagnosis does not separate us. Without proper knowledge, situations can become overwhelming, but with understanding and preparation, the classroom can run more smoothly. For my case study, I have a student named Mike who is 10 years old, and this student experienced seizures and can't. He student focus. Lord help it. Okay, Mike is 10 years old and he suffers from epilepsy. When he has seizures, they usually are pretty much he when he comes out of it, he blacks out and he really don't know what happens. Uh, so epilepsy can be frightening for both students and parents if they are not familiar with the condition. Because of this, it is important for teachers to be knowledgeable and prepared. When the teacher understands the student's needs, it helps create a safe and structured environment where learning can take place. Right. There's a team involved in supporting students, including general education, special educators, speech language pathologists, and school psychologists. They all work together to uh, with the information to create the best plan for this student. So he is strong in math, and he struggles after seizures and needs support to focus. Misses instructions at time. It requires flexibility, capable of learning. Student strengths. Even though the student has challenges, it's important to recognize their strengths. Students with health impairments can still be successful when we focus on what they can do and build from there. Strong problem solving they can have, enjoys and collaboration. And sometimes it might be better to put them off in groups, to have them work together, uh, so they can see how they how they can be able to do it with other students teaching. Right, they learn it from each other. Creative thinking with fresh ideas, positive attitude, engages with properly supports. It shows consistent every and effort and the potential to succeed. So, the IEP, an individual educational plan. The students with physical and health impairments can be successful by having a plan in place. This is where IEP comes in. It helps guide instructions and support based on the student needs. It gives uh, accommodation, measurable goals, team based decision making, and legal document under IDA. Supports learning success and monitored by updating regularly. Instructional strategies. When we take assessments, it helps you understand where the student is struggling, right? And it's the team that gives this assessment. Each one of them has a part in making sure that those needs are being met for the students. From there, you can adjust instructions to provide support and based on their needs. It's necessary to meet each student needs. Uh, and then instructional strategies break tasks into chunks. right? Provide clear direction, use repetition over again, right? Allow flexible pacing, offer extra support, use peer assistance, and check for understanding. Adjust instructions. Accommodation versus modifications. Depending on the student's needs, a range of adaptation may be necessary. Some students may need small changes, while others may need more support. The goal is to make sure the student can access the learning and how they learn. That's one of them. The accommodation is one of them. How do they learn? And the modification, what they learn. Extra time for assignments. Adjust the workload as needed. Alternative assignments offered. Always be willing to change up, switch whenever it's needed. Different formats available. Individual support provided based on the student's needs. Technology and support. There is a team that helps support these students, including general educators, education students, special educators, speech language pathologists, and school psychologists. They all work together to provide the right support. Visual schedulers, timers, recorded lessons, digital assignments, reminder tools, assistive technology, organization support, access to missing work. Inclusion strategies. The general education teacher plays an important role. They can help identify concerns, provide information about classroom performance, and support the student daily. It's important to create an environment where the student feels included and supported. Build a relationship. Understand the triggers and the warnings. Support emotional social needs, right? Create a safe working environment, watching the anxieties, encourage group participation, promote open communication, build student confidence daily, respect individual differences. Conclusion. Every student is different. The individual needs matter. Health impacts learning. Support is substantial. Inclusion is key. Awareness reduce fear, anxiety. Teachers makes a difference. All students can succeed. Students with physical and health impairments can be successful when we understand their needs and provide the right support. It is important to not judge based on myths like thinking behavior is just a choice. Students are different and they should be treated according to their needs. With the right approaches, all students can succeed. And this is the end of my physical and health impairments.